All right. Restream thinks we're on. YouTube doesn't agree. Twitch agrees. And hello. That sounded weird. And one day I'm gonna get a proper microphone stand. One day. Come on. YouTube thinks the connection is excellent, but it thinks the picture should be black. Let's refresh. And it says I'm not connected. I don't think that's accurate. Restream says it's sending data, but not that it's streaming to YouTube yet. Okay, here we are. I think we're live on YouTube. Restream thinks we're... Yes. Okie dokie. Excellent. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Code Hangout number 242, where today I'm going to look at everything required for the launch of ThinkyDailies Season 2. So I have a couple of notes about the screens, and I was just taking some screenshots because I tend to draw in code, and that's maybe not the most efficient way of doing things. So I thought maybe if I take some screenshots, we can draw in a drawing application. This is Photopea, photopea.com, free to use online. It's a pure JavaScript web application that looks a bit like Photoshop, and I use it for most of my current needs. So I'm just looking at the Thinky Games homepage. So that's the homepage. That is the subsection I'm concerned with, is the dailies, right? And currently we basically have, and if I look at my notes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screens. The previous screen is admins only, so we're going to ignore that for now. So I currently have this as the /dailies landing page. Then we have the today, which basically is just a puzzle page. It currently just shows the same thing as a puzzle. And then we have the puzzles listing page. And then we have, hey, this is a puzzle page, right? So, spoiler alert, I've probably solved most of these. Let us grab a quick screenshot of that, add that in here. And that is /daily/puzzle/1-1. So the puzzles are specified with just season and puzzle number. So these are the the homepage we're not concerned about. So these are the 4 primary pages, and that is my taxes. That's not for the stream. And my current plan to basically how to modify them. Let us bring the editor over to the left and this up here, and let's make sure this fits into the stream, because right now something looks cut off. Oh, why is it so cut off? Oh, sorry, I forget that my stream doesn't go all the way to the left edge. I'm basically not showing the file names of my code editor, but if I have some other application on the left side, it'll get cut off. Okay, so, and as usual, let me know if the audio is not right or anything like that. Also, because I'm downscaling from 4K to 1080p, sometimes things that I see on screen might be a bit small, so let me know and I'll rescale things. Okay, so these are the current screens here, and I have suggested updates. And we worked on this specific part last week. So last week I was kind of working a little bit on like what would a new landing page look like that has a primary recommended puzzle and then 6 to 8 secondary recommended puzzles, and how it would look like, because that's my personal suggestion for the major update. Let us go to the landing page. Now currently the landing page looks like this. Let me see if I can fake-a-rooney the landing page as if we're ongoing in the season. And unfortunately, to do that, I think I need to start up my local CMS server, which isn't currently running. So give me a second. New tab. So I have to do this on my Mac. Can I just do that? Because then I think I can just run the local copy of the CMS. Something like this. Yeah, it's compiling the pages and stuff. That's just some Next.js stuff. Log in. This is all local stuff. You're not gonna discover anything useful from there. Let me move this up here because I'm using the other monitor for a few of the Mac. So currently, I think I've scheduled them like this. So if I change the start date, because my local test season is only 4 puzzles long, this needs to be after that. So let's start this on the 16th. And let's start this, a couple of days ago. So if I do this, now this page should say, hey, today's puzzle. Okay, so that is the normal view most people would see, play today's puzzle. And it's slightly different if you have already played today's puzzle. Let's see if we can play this quickly, see the other version. In fact, before we do that, let's grab a screenshot. We'll grab a screenshot. We'll put it in here, /dailies/ new puzzle. Something like that. And if we're playing that puzzle, which we have already solved. Why did it... Now, I don't know if it's something I've broken with my testing code. Because if I go here... no, okay, so currently it doesn't show a timeout countdown here, just says you've solved this already, so it'll just let you replay the same puzzle over and over. Okay. And then here, instead of letting you play the next puzzle, it gives you the countdown. Okay. So some of that stuff will be more or less the same. So we want to have the new recommendation stuff. Now the today puzzle is basically just a... So this is the today puzzle. Okay, that links to today. I don't quite like it because it basically means there's 2 pages that show the exact same content, and one of those pages changes over time. So I'm tempted to make the today page a redirect. Now I don't really want to show a lot of code here because I don't have permission to do so. So look away for a second. I just want to quickly compare the today page with the per puzzle page. So if I pull these out, and then I'll do the, I think I can just shift select these, and then I can say diff, right? And then that should give us a div between these 2 files. And it concerns me that they're looking quite different when in reality, yeah, you see, they're basically the same. It's just that they were probably built at slightly different times. So stuff that's supposed to be the same just looks different because, oh, we call it slot, and later on we'll call it puzzle index, right? So if I go on a 2-tab, 2-column like that, and we put them side by side. So because ultimately they both show a puzzle page. So this is, the left is the today page, and the right is the regular page. Now the regular page has a get puzzle function, so it basically figures out which puzzle to get, while the today page basically has all that code rolled into it, I presume. Because where do we execute get puzzle here? Puzzle info. Do we get puzzle info here eventually? Because we still have all this stuff here as well. Yeah, I don't like that. Basically what I'm going to suggest to the big bosses is that instead of having 2 separate pages here, this page just does its calculation to figure out which puzzle is today's puzzle, and then it just redirects to this puzzle. And we'll just have to make sure it's the kind of redirect where it doesn't mess with navigation too much. All right, that's neither here nor there. Otherwise, I'll just clean it up a bit. So the other major change will be on the puzzles listing page. So let me just move that to here. That goes with the dailies, right? Then we have the today, we have the, yeah. So we have this, which is the listing of puzzles. Now we still need a listing for each season, But now, since we will have more than one season, and in the future, hopefully many, many more, I do want to have those separately. So we basically want to have some sort of kind of a archive dashboard, right? So the idea is that instead of just seeing this, we'll have a sort of brief kind of, hey, here are all the seasons, and here's some puzzles for each season. And then this view is what you get to once you want to inspect a particular season. And I have on a branch, I have some code for that already. So basically what I'm suggesting is we'll have a new page called Dailies Puzzles, and then just a number. And that's basically the same thing as what we got currently going here, but for the different seasons. All right. So what I'm also gonna do is, because I've created a couple of different branches for this stuff. So we are currently on a branch called Dailies Disable Preview Pass. All right. So if I go git checkout main, because that's the other major thing, is that we gotta disable the preview pass. And I think I'm gonna have to restart the server because I don't think it likes me changing branches under its butt. So what I want to do is I want to create, okay, so there's a couple of different branches. Let me see if I can get, how do I list branches? Git list branches. Git branch. This is all local branches. So if I say just git branch, let me make this a bit bigger for you guys. Yeah, so these are all the branches I have locally. Let me just pull those out quickly. So these are the branches we have. This is something I worked on earlier. Same with this. Same with this. This we need. This is a previous one. And this is also separate, right? So these are branches that I've worked on for this new thing. So what I want to do is I want to create a new branch. So I want to do dailies season 2. And then I want to merge these in here because they're all required for that. And then I can add additional things there. But it also will make my my local testing a little easier. So let's just do a git checkout -b dailies season 2, right? And then we want to do git merge branch. I want to merge a branch into our current branch. So git checkout main, git pull origin main, blah blah blah, git merge feature in the current branch. Okay, so we want to do this is sort of one of the first ones I did. So we want to do git merge this. This one is also kind of independent. We'll bring that one in. There might be some conflicts. Oh, how do I? Uh-oh. No. Ah! How to exit git commit message vim. God damn it, I've changed it to nano on mine. :w quit. :wq. Let me just check with GitHub. So let me see. I want to change git change commit message editor from vim to nano. I like nano. Nano I understand. So I should be able to do this. Okay. Now I just want to look. I want to look what it did there, because so we merged the status code thing, then we merged the new root support, which shouldn't have been 1, 1, it should have been just 1. We merged the dailies. Feature fix. Why? It's a little weird that I have one merge commit. Let me double check something, just to make sure I didn't just because I'm concerned that maybe I didn't complete a merge properly, because I generally don't do the merges in the command line like that, or at least not conflict resolution. So if I do type check, because if there is a syntax error from like a bad merge, I hope the type check would definitely grab that. Let's run a lint as well. Okay, no errors. Okay, so far so good. So we've just merged season listing. Okay, and the daily season 1 end branch, I believe, is mostly about... What was that about? 1 second, I'm gonna have to look that up quickly. That wasn't a pull request. That was season 1 end. Shoot. Don't tell me that's something I was already looking into. Wait, your branch is based on daily season 1 end, but the upstream is gone. What does that even mean? But the upstream is gone. Git. But the upstream is gone. What does that mean? Means your local Git branch is configured to track your current branch in the remote repository that no longer exists. Did somebody... Uh-oh. Git diff main. I'm gonna take that off screen just for a second, because nope, it doesn't have anything in here that is problematic. That is good. So it doesn't seem to have any changes to main. So I must have created this branch. 1 second. Bash clear screen. Oh. Control L. Okay. So so we should be able to go back to this. So this season 1 is basically what I'm doing right now. I must have done it yesterday and I've completely forgot. All right. So we can ignore that. In fact, we probably should delete it, but I'm not, I need to check first that there really isn't any work in it. So I'm not gonna do it live on stream, if you know what I mean. Let me just, why is this off the bottom of the screen here? Oh, okay. Let me just restart that. And let me restart this as well. So now we should have all of these 3 branches mixed together. And if I go here now, what does it look like? Okay, that doesn't tell me much. But if I do it in an incognito window, that should work when I disable, when I set the little flag that I had prepared in the environment file, which is not currently set up. Let me just quickly verify what it's supposed to be called. Wait. 1 second. Added multi-season support. Added pressure slot. I am missing. I feel like I'm missing the. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that out and put this on the other monitor. I am missing something I was working on yesterday, where the hell is that? Disable preview pass. Here we go. Where's that? Wasn't that the first one that I merged in? 1 second, let me go through the history. So we merged daily season listing. We merged this one. We merged this one. Oh, and then I was doing the other one. Okay, so we didn't merge this one yet. All right. So if we do that, but it's on, no. Okay. So now, I look at the history and I get GitHub to refresh it. It is now looking for this flag that I put in. Now if I actually set that flag up like that, I should be able to refresh this page. And I don't know if the compiler... Yes. Okay. So that enables us to log in without a user account, which is part of the update. So a major part of the update is also people can sign up. Sorry, they can play the puzzle without a user account. And the part that I still need to build is that the data resynchronizes. So once you log, like it'll. So at the end of a puzzle, which I believe, so do we solve this already? So on this dialogue, basically, we need to be able to encourage people to create an account and say, hey, you know, if you create an account, we're going to synchronize your local data. Now, currently, it doesn't store a lot of local data, and it doesn't look at all the puzzles, so I have to do a little bit of work there. But it is not too bad. So, okay, I should probably do it in the order that they were done, like this. And then these are other branches. Let me just put that here. I'll make a branches. Okay, all right. So yeah, when not signed in on completing a puzzle such as signing in, ensure that progress made locally is synced when signing in. And when signed in, also straight to, yeah, because right now, if you're signed in, like the local progress only gets written if the remote API call fails. And obviously that means if you play 3 puzzles, then sign out, suddenly all that progress doesn't, you know, you cannot continue on the 4th puzzle. Well, I guess you could technically, but it just looks weird. Okay, so this should work now. So I should be able to go to puzzles/1, and that should just give us a listing of. Yeah, I don't see the console showing anything is being compiled. Oh, no, wait, there we go. Just took 2 seconds to compile. All right. But there should also be now my fake season 2 in here. Right? Right? So why is that like this? Okay, I think that's a bug. Where currently I think I shouldn't fix it on stream, but I kind of want to. Basically, I think because the season 2 isn't launched yet, it fails to render that but it currently defaults to season 1 if there's no valid season, which it shouldn't do. It should show no found, right? So if I look at our puzzles page, puzzle the page. So /page puzzle. So it's trying to render this, and somewhere along the lines it basically says, hey, if we don't have a valid season, we'll get a season 0. Yeah, so this code is basically wrong. But what I want to do is, if the season explicitly isn't a specific particular kind of season, which is what happens in the current default state. So basically, if I go here, I'm just gonna look into what that looks like, because this basically will be some weird data. It'll be undefined or null or whatever. So if I do this, oh yeah, I don't have the console here. The console's on the other screen. Yeah, so here this is undefined, and if I go to here, instead of undefined, it'll be 2. And this will not work. So what is season index here after we're doing the parse int? It'll be an NaN, right? If we take undefined, yeah, I think we want to do it the other way around. Because in my own code, usually I say, okay, I'll just look up the data. If the data doesn't exist, we'll do default. But in this case, we don't want to do default. We have 3 distinct situations. We have the old behavior where nothing is given, where that value should just default to 1, right? So yeah. Yeah, okay, all right. We should... I think this line is actually the error, because it's trying to be smart, but it causes it to be stupid, which is, yeah, not uncommon in programming. So let's see. Yeah, so we get a false and we get a true. So we get on season index 1. This becomes a true, because season index 1 is season 2. Which doesn't exist in here because it has, even though it exists in the database, it isn't scheduled yet. Hey Toby, welcome home. Hey babe. So, I guess we literally just change it here. No. Because when it's undefined, we're already defaulting to 1 here. So if this isn't defined, we're defaulting to 1. If it is defined, we're just going to go with it. And then if we fail here, we want a not found error. Now the question is a not found error valid here? Yes, it is, right? So instead of doing this, we'll do a return not found. And just to make sure I do that correctly, let's have a look at elsewhere where not found is being used. So we can do a return not found. I think it's just calling that function, right? It's just literally return not found. So here we basically want to do this, return not found. Now, is that something I should bug fix into that relevant branch? Probably, right? I should bug fix that in that branch and then remerge that branch, which makes it a little bit more annoying to deal with. Because now, if I refresh this, that works. Wait, it doesn't like this. 1 second. What do you not like about this? Not found is not defined. Okay. Where's the not found? It is in next navigation. Next navigation. I'll just put it in here somewhere. So if I do this, right? And then if I refresh this page, that comes through. And if I refresh this page, we get a page not found. But if I go to 1, we get that. If I go to 0, it should be not found. And if I go to ABC, it should go to not found. If I go to 1-2, it should go to puzzle 2 of season 1. And if I go to 1-20, it should go not found. And if I should go to season 2 puzzle 1, it should be not found, because even though this season exists, it's not accessible yet. Great. So we want to get rid of that, one of that. Now, these changes should actually be in a different branch. I think I'm gonna just do that. So the branch we need to fix was, let me just look at our planning here. The branch we need to fix was, shoot, which branch was that? Disable preview files, no. Daily seasons listings. I think it's daily seasons listing, yes. So daily seasons listing. So if I do a git checkout here, and now I look at my GitHub, we should just have this change in here. Okay, so I'm just going to push this as fix, show not found, oops, show a 404 error for unpublished seasons instead of defaulting to season 1. By the way, in case anybody is listening, I am going abroad tomorrow. I'm going to meet with Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards, which is going to be awesome, for a little conference in the States, which means I will be missing next week's stream. But I have an invitation to Scott Strozel's Quizzical quiz show, so we'll try to do it from over there, because the time zones will just be much better. So, you know, but I don't think that'll publish anytime soon, because he's still recording episodes and stuff. So this should now go right into the PR. So if we now look at something like the pull request for daily sent link, no. Where are... Oh, that isn't a PR yet. Oh, okay. Is it ready to be a PR though? If I look at this compares it to main, right? Yeah, I think that can be a PR because it doesn't interfere with anything. It existing isn't a problem for the current site. So I probably want to create a PR. I'm going to take that to the other manager just for a second. Nope. We want to give it the right labels. Medium, small, medium priority, size small. It's part of the ThinkyDailies project. Enables /dailies /puzzles /hash URLs for per season listings. Think season per season listings for any season COs on number. Okay. I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for doing this live on stream. Okay, so now, and I'm kind of doing this as also to practice a little bit multi-branch operation because I haven't done that in a while. So if I now git check out this branch, so wait a second, so git after merging a branch, update changes to branch. After merging a feature branch into your target, you typically want to update the original feature branch to include the new merge commit or new commits from the target branch. The best practice is to often delete the feature branch after it's merged and create a new one for future work. However, if you want to merge the target branch into your... No, that's not what I was saying. Can I still make changes to a branch that has already been merged? Branch is actually just a name for the commit, and from there backwards through history. So continue to use a branch just means moving the name to some new commits that doesn't exactly answer. So I guess I just have to re-merge it. Pointing master directly to the tip of the feature branch. The two branches are now completely distinguished, and adding some commits to the feature branch is just the same as if you had only just created. It's a true merge. Creating a merge commit with the previous tip of the master as one parent and the tip of the feature branch is the second parent. The difference between the two branches is that the master has that merge commit in its history, but the feature branch doesn't. When commits to the feature branch, do another true merge. Git will understand which commits are new. So I just want to do git merge this again. Right? And that should bring in the changes we've just made into the other from the other branch. Yes. And it should mean that this page is still a not found. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm learning. Are you learning? Okay, so now basically the next step is to look at this page, I think. I mean, there's a few things I need to look at regarding the data, but because, so I have the trip upcoming, and season 2 launches a few days, like 5 days after I come back. So it'll be another rush, but the important thing is that people can put in puzzles for testing, which I can't check on the... I was gonna say I can't check it on here, but let's see. So I have puzzles in season 2, except I don't know if I created new puzzles. I think those are all, I just reused the puzzles from season 1. But I could remove a puzzle from season 1 and only have it in season 2. So if I go to season 2, right? We have a puzzle 1 and a puzzle 2. We have a placeholder puzzle for mockups, and I don't think that puzzle exists in season 1. So if I go in season 1, yeah. So the placeholder puzzle for mockups only exists in season 2. So the question is, if I go to this puzzle, can I think I have to do that from the puzzles thingy-magic here. So if I go for the placeholder puzzle for mockups, and then I say preview, which I am sure I was shown, maybe the preview button. Oh, okay, that's preview. Thanks for the tooltip. Okay, so that URL isn't right, but I might be able to get it to work. If I just do this, right? Is this on port 30? 3000, yes. So if I do this, is it gonna give me a preview for 5, which I'm assuming is the puzzle ID? No. Now the question is why? Dailies puzzle preview. Dailies puzzles preview 5. Preview token. So that needs to work. Okay, screw it. Let's have a quick look. That token is basically just something, I guess the code somewhere can throw at something and check, right? So we end up here. So if I do this, right? Let's log that out. And we can put that here. And then we can do this. Then I'm just going to save it, and hopefully it'll just refresh. Because I'm guessing we're hitting this, right? We are looking at the web server, not the CMS server here. Why? So we're hitting Dailies Puzzles preview number. So this is Dailies Puzzles preview number. So we should be hitting this. Yeah, wait. Okay, I don't. There's just a bunch of stuff. Has preview position comes back false. Now, why is that? So if I look into this thing and output the token, which thankfully is on the other screen so you won't see it. And then I'm guessing the await verify token call comes back negative. So if I do these two, right? Verify preview token comes back at false. Puzzles from ID pages 5. Verify preview token comes back as false. Now the question is, why is that false? And I'm a little concerned about digging into these files. Basically, what I'm thinking is that because for me on my local test machine, the CMS is on a different subdomain, because I don't know if they internally need to be connected in some way for the token to be accessible. But since the token is just the user session, it already needs to be working anyways. Let's just see. So we want to look for app previews, which I think could be under app previews. App. At app. I don't know where the at app. I still haven't figured out exactly where these live. It could be under CMS maybe. App. Admin. Global migration. I was told recently where they live, and I already don't know. No, it's some sort of config thing. Globals maybe. Common. Sorry, I'm literally just trying to find it quickly. At app. Let's ask Gemini or whatever. Where can I find folders for at references in next.js? Because I think that's a Next.js feature. By default, Next.js can resolve imports relative to the root of the project with files like that, blah blah blah. At reference, the add syntax is common conventions for absolute imports, which are configured projects config. Okay, so if that's really just absolute, it just means it should be web app, not this one, app/previews, which I don't think exists here, unless it's just oh no, it's a file. Okay, here we go. So the preview token, verify payload token, find by ID, user.role equals admin. Okay, so I think my user role is not admin, which is actually a good sign. And I should really have 2 users so I can test. But let's see if I... No, I don't want to upgrade to blah, blah, blah. If I change my user role to admin, which let's see if I can figure out how to do that. App user. So we have this one role. If I change this to admin, and then I'll just save, can I now just refresh this and it'll just work? It probably is cached. So if I kill this and then restart it, I don't know if it'll be cached on my local machine though. And I might want to not have all of these. Okay, so if I go here now and I refresh, anything happening? It's still compiling stuff. Ooh, something happened. There's some weird resize thing happening there before it loads properly. Now it could be that the token just is expired, right? So let's go back here. Let's see if I'm still logged in. I'm still logged in here. So if I click here and preview again, obviously this is all wrong. Oops. So that's got to go here. I'm surprised it doesn't get the right domain in though. Okay, so there's still something wrong about these tokens. Well, actually, I didn't verify that because I just don't know if maybe the user role is not equal to admin, right? So let's just do that. I should have done that first. So if I do this, right, and I'll say I can output this because you guys don't see that. Oops, my mouse cursor went somewhere else. Right. If I do this, and now I'm just checking in the logs. What does this look like? Verify preview token false. Has preview permission false. And I'm currently looking for user role. Let me output this as well, because who knows why a catch would happen here. Like if I do this. Invalid signature. JSON web token error. So we are getting an error in here. What? Catch invalid signature. So if I go in here, and I'll just call it whatever, promise. I'm guessing we'll hit that. Yeah, we hit this. So, secret? I have a secret. Do we hit the reject in here? So we're getting to JWT verify maybe even. I hate lazy error handling. It just says no errors, no logs, nothing. Hate it. Alright. Because somebody, and it's usually me, later will have to spend a bunch of time. Okay. So we have error. Potentially. We have decoded. Potentially. And we have type of decoded, which we'll do this. Okay, so reload. Also, why do I get 2 exceptions? It's doing it twice, which I never like that, but that's, you know, that's React for you. Why do it once when you can do it twice? Sudoku has the same problem. There's a lot of places in Sudoku where things run twice. All right, so decoded is undefined. So this is definitely false. Error is definitely invalid signature. Promise. We have a secret, that's that. JWT verified. Alright, I'm gonna probably... I was gonna say... Because I suspect that is a local error on my config, so maybe there's some key I need to set up. User.role... Yeah, because we never even get to user.role, right? So I'm gonna verify with the people who know what exactly is going on there, because this is the thing I want to get to work before I leave tomorrow. Plenty of time left, right? So they can start testing the puzzles. Except, I don't know what they were. Well, as far as I'm concerned, having multiple seasons is verified, so that's not a problem. So they can potentially just do it and tell me, hey, does it work? Although I might encourage somebody to run it locally first. So as far as I can tell, it should just work. Okay. I don't actually have a huge amount of time left. So I was going to have a poke at what I personally would like this sort of layout to look like. So what I would like to do is basically one row of these. And I was thinking about, so okay, let's grab this for a sec here. Let's make this bigger. Alt Shift, yeah, there we go. Right. So let us create a group. Oops. We'll put that in here. Right, and we'll just get rid of all of these. Right. So the way I see it, and we might want to make another group, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of the surrounding bits. So for example, the top bar, etc. So let's just take this. We'll make a copy of it. We'll put that in folder 1. We'll just say site, right? And then we're going to hide this. We're going to hide that. Right. And then on this thing, we're just going to grab all of that. We're going to delete it. Delete that. We're going to delete that. And then we're going to wand this and this. Just going to delete that, right? Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. And then we're just going to... Oops. We're just going to grab that. Oh, yeah, you see, I knew it. I knew it. I was trying to get 1 pixel over, and then it went 2 pixels over. And go there, and delete that. Right. Let's grab the rest of this white stuff. Oh, I think there's a pattern. There's a background pattern in the background image, so it doesn't cleanly select, because there's like, yeah, there's some sort of, I think there's like faint versions of the character. Oh, how annoying. All right. Okay, so we have that. And I want to look back at this one, right? So we want to, and I want to just grab a few bits and pieces out of it, right? So for example, if I just grab this, right? And then we can just, can we make this like 10? Can we make it, oh, that's not 10. I'll make this 10 like that, right? And then we can call this top banner, right? Okay. And then we'll just grab the next item. We'll grab this. Right? No. I just want to grab this. Why did it not grab that? I want to grab this. Control C, Control V. Right. And now we want to wand again. And I think it's okay. Yeah, there's actual gaps in there. So we can do this. Right. Wait. Oh no, that's just what the text looked like. Okay, that worked perfectly fine. Look at that. Photopea is an excellent app. If you don't use Photoshop for like a ton of hardcore like image creation, but just like basic edits, highly recommend it. All right, so we're gonna call this season title. Right, and then we'll call it. Oops, nope. We're gonna grab this. Right, Control C, Control V. Right, and then we'll wand it again. Right, and then just call this puzzles row. Right. Okay, so we're gonna hide the banner for now. We're gonna show the site stuff. We're gonna move this underneath here. Right. Then what I'm gonna do is gonna grab these two. Gonna move it. Yeah. So the idea is, can I want to just move it. Ooh. Yeah. I want to group these two. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do season 1. Put that in here, right? And now I can move this down or up. And now, do I have a way of screenshotting season 2 at the moment? Not quite. It's supposed to be here, but I think currently it doesn't believe me that season 2 is published. But we can change that. We have that kind of power. So if I now go to schedules and I say season 2 actually launched yesterday. Look at that. Who would have said? Who would have thought? Now, interestingly, it doesn't let me put this date before the start of season 1, but season 1 is 4 puzzles long, so it's actually before the end. Season 2 now starts before the end of season 1. Oh, except it doesn't work. Oh, no. Maybe I was wrong. Alright, that's not great, because I did like an update to the PR and everything, and in reality, I didn't fix it. 1 sec. No, it's not this one. It's not this one. I thought we fixed stuff. Let's see. But it could also be just some sort of caching issue or something. So let's just verify. Oops. I'm gonna double that. Take that. Oh, yeah. So you're heading out again, right? Oh, because I was gonna start winding down, but no, I still have a bit of time, eh? Anything you want me to preheat, boil, or anything? Alright. Alright, guys, we got at least another 45 minutes or so. Let's see what we got here. I also need to start... I need to do some more packing today. I'd like to get a few more things prepared. So if I refresh that... Season index is 1. Seasons is true, undefined. It's true here. I'm gonna restart because I have a suspicion that it's cached. So me updating the schedule doesn't actually get reloaded. And we're gonna close this for a sec. Close this for a sec, so it doesn't just like load 5 things. So if I now refresh this, it keeps wanting me to update browser list DB, but my god. I've run this before. Why does it keep saying? Alright. Hey, there you go. You see, so it does work. Alright. So I'm gonna grab this as well and hope it fits in here. So if I go to here, sorry, if I go to here, that shouldn't be in here. Ish. No, it shouldn't be in here. Get it out of it. Let's get out of here. So that's here. Now if I do this, it's the same size. I'd like it to be the same size. It'll make my life so much easier. I think it needs to be like this. So if I do this, right? No. It doesn't have the scroll bar. I'd like to have it with the scroll bar because otherwise, wait a second. Okay, no, this works. If I can just force the scroll bar, then everything will be aligned. So if I grab that and now paste it here. Something is still bouncing. Like, if I look at the left edge here, why? Why do we have a line, 2 lines here? What's going on here? So if I go to puzzles 1 and puzzles, so my puzzle thing doesn't have the banners right. Oh, is it because it doesn't have the banners right now? I'm just trying to contemplate if I should just redo it because these lines are here. I don't know where those lines came from. It's a little annoying. I guess I could just move it over. But then everything I now screenshot, I have to kind of move over. Yeah, so now it's synchronized, right? So now I can say, I can create a new thingamajig. Call it season 2. Nope. Season 2. And I'm gonna put that into season 2 for now. And I basically do what I did before. So we're gonna grab this thing. Right? Title. Keep it simple, keep it simple. We're gonna wand it. Like that. And we're gonna have a new puzzle row. Puzzle row. Right, we wand it. Wand. Deselect. No. Oh, okay. Gosh. All right. So now we have a row 1, sorry, season 1 and a season 2. And now what I can do is I can shuffle things around because that's kind of why I'm here. So we have the side stuff. Now, my idea is that the seasons will be in inverse order. So season 2 will be first, basically. And don't have things selected. And season 1 would come underneath. And then in the future, season 3 would be on the top. The second thing I was considering is I think it makes sense for a season you haven't played or an old season to be orders 1 through N. But for the current season, especially if you're up to date playing, you might want to either reverse the order or have it scroll to the end. Now, the other alternative I had thought of is we could basically show the first 2 puzzles and the last 2 puzzles. So let us actually, and I probably should have taken screenshots from the live site. So if I go to dailies, right, look, it's see all season 1 puzzles, right? And then I scroll down. So for example, we could have 59, 60 or whatever. It's a pity that they're not in one line. Ah, maybe I can make them in one line. So if I go do this, if I just rip out one of these puzzles, right? So if I go here, 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 and just delete it. Right. So we have 60, blah, 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 61 here. So if I grab those, right. If I do this, I'll do this. And disable that. Actually, we put that there. Disable that. Because now I can just grab these puzzles. I'll grab them like this. Put them there. Season 2. And we want to remove the background again. Wand it. Wand it. Like that. Right. So the idea now is we have a title, we have a couple of puzzles. Let's align these puzzles. Get our background back. Let's align these puzzles with these. And obviously, I figured we'll probably ultimately optimize for maybe 5 puzzles across. So, well, okay. So let me just show you, right? So imagine now we remove these 2. think there's a sliver of whatever is sticking over, right? And we have these, and we have these, and then we kind of do this. And then we'll just have a, I'll just make a layer, get the text tool, change the color to black, make ellipses. Ellipses. Can I just select this as one character, right? So if I do text, ellipses, I want this to be black. And I want this to be prompt. Like that. And then I want this to be very big. All right. And then I'm gonna paste it. Ah, fuck it. Fudge it. Fudge it. 3 dots will be okay. Can I just move these? No. Right. Anyway, so the idea I had was to have something like this, where we show the first 2, the last 2, and then maybe some ellipses, and maybe make them all a little bit smaller so it fits 5, and then we have the countdown to the next one, which would look like this, right? So let me bring the countdown to next in, and we're just gonna do a rectangle. I'm just gonna grab that, then we're gonna add that in here, but it's actually gonna be in here, and it's gonna be aligned with these. So because right now I don't think they're exactly the right size for some reason. No. Yeah, these are all okay. Move these over a little bit. I don't know what that is. So we have these, right? So 1, 2. That's 1, 2. That's 60, 61. That's countdown. Right? And then we're going to take these 3. We'll just make them a little smaller. So we get closer to fitting 5 or 6. And now we'll take that and move it. Nope. No. Move that. No. I don't want to move that. I want to move this. This is not even visible. I'm going to move that to here. Move these to here. And then move the ellipses. I don't know what layer 6 is. I'm just going to delete it and hope I hope it wasn't important. No. This. Something like this. So the idea is it shows the first 2, the last 2, and the adventure continues. So you can either start from the beginning or whatever. And then the view all might literally live here. So we could literally say, okay, let's create another thing. Let's call it show all or show more, right? And then we'll actually give this an underline. Regular underline. Underline. Can I give this an underline? Go to P text underline. I just want a text underline as if it's a link. How do this click the character pen line? Just okay. Character regular tracking leading baseline shift. Are these the effects? Yes. Okay. So we want to make it much smaller. Right. We want to center it. No. Nope. Stop the text tool. Oh, I don't want to resize. I want to move it. Yeah, I mean, maybe instead of the ellipses, maybe not as a two-liner. Something like that. So when we kind of do this, and then we have a season 1 underneath. Oops. Kind of sort of something like this. This is kind of what I was thinking about. We might want to compactify it a little bit more. These bars might be compressed a little bit, not as much spacing, you know. Let's experiment with that a little bit. So if I take this and I just move it up. Actually, the title, I think, yeah, we can just do this and then just V and then move it up a little. 4. If I do this, right? Then if I go here, and then V, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go here, and then I go V, 2, 3, 4. Kind of something along these lines. And then maybe in this display we don't have all these kind of details. And then this could be the new season whatever archive thing, right? Sorry, what am I saying? The new sort of puzzles archive index page screen sort of thing, right? Let me just double check. Today I'm missing Keith, and nobody else is here. I would appreciate a holler in the channel, just to make sure I don't have any technical issues. I literally just have one viewer on Twitch, and that could just be my own preview. So, all right. I've fallen out of favor. But anyway, so this, it could look something like this. And then, I mean, I don't particularly like the show more link in the middle. I think the show more should probably be elsewhere. I wish I could just move it without it being a resize command, right? So the show more should probably be down here somewhere. Oops. Yeah, I'm also thinking maybe these puzzles isn't what we probably don't want those puzzles, the puzzles pieces here, because it's kind of a lot of clutter with multiple seasons showing. And we want some sort of show more could maybe. I'm also tempted. I'm also tempted to put the link next to the season 2 title, and the season 2 title could be also a link. It's just it would look weird if it had a. So what if we change this to just be show all, right? And then that shows up for. I mean, no. No. Are you kidding me? Can I move it? What am I moving here? Oh my god, it is annoying that I can't move the thing. I can't move the thing because the god damn it. The hotspots are so big that it's grabbing like the center point and makes that move instead, which is just irritating. All right. I mean, here it's hard to miss, I think. And then other than that, this page could work similar to the regular one. I think this isn't too bad. Let me just let me just provide the like ask the brain trust about this. See what they think. So this is kind of what the new puzzles page could look like. And the idea would be that we have a preview like this. You know, we can see the first puzzles and the last puzzles. I mean, we could even have a scroll bar here going back and forth. It might also not show the first and the second. It might show the first unsolved and the last unsolved puzzles, that kind of thing, right? I guess this row could be the secondary recommendations algorithm. So what we were looking at the other day, or last week basically, these puzzles, the algorithm that calculates what should show there, the same algorithm could be applied here. So then the idea is that it would show you what puzzles it would suggest you consider playing next, which includes either the current one, the most recently missed one, the first of the most recent gap, and then in the future maybe puzzles you might have skipped or haven't tried in a long time, but you know, maybe got stuck on initially or anything like that. I think there's a bunch of options like that. All right, so let me summarize. So I'm gonna make another title here: priority tasks. Priority tasks. All right, priority tasks. So I think I have established that we can add puzzles without any problems. Good. Preview, I need to, okay, so can add season 2 puzzles without danger. Local preview not working. So we gotta see if that works live. I guess I can just test it on the live site. I believe I am an admin account. If I go to the CMS on the live side, maybe I'm an admin. No, so it doesn't work for me there either. Although I don't know if it's because of me being an admin or not. All right, I need to check that. So that works. Local preview is not working, but that might be just a local issue. So what are the priority issues now left? Because the recommendation stuff isn't strictly necessary for launching season 2. So 2 requirements. Strict strictly nice to have. So the strict requirements are new / puzzles listing page. Nice to have new landing page with recommendations. Landing page that works for season 2. Legacy check. So we basically just need to check that legacy landing page works for season 2. So we could launch with the same landing page. We would like to have a new landing page for Season 2. We already have the per season listing. So this is the new one we need. This we already have. That's really all we need. And then nice to have, we also have, yeah, what's the word? Recommend sign in on puzzle solve or puzzle complete. And then nice to have sync local to API and sync API to local, where this I think is more interesting than this. So I might put that part of the strict requirements and then this on the nice to haves, because it's not like super necessary. And I think that's basically it. Like the auto scroll, for example, that's just a nice to have as well. So we're really not far from having that work. Like really, really not far. Sorry that this stream is a bit more of me like mentally staring into the clouds. Okay. I also wanted to do a quick to-do list. Pre-trip to-do. So there's a couple of things. So I need to check Sudoku pad SSL certs. So we definitely want to check Sudoku server health. We want to make sure that the server has enough space to last me a couple of days. I don't think there's anything other operational that I need to do on the daily. It used to be a lot worse, but at the moment I don't think there's that much. And I do have my laptop with me, so that should be operational. Check update code on laptop. So I want to make sure that my laptop has all the code on it. I mean, I'll have an internet connection hopefully most of the time, so yeah. I'm not used to working on the laptop, so I'm hoping I don't need to, but I can definitely do emergency surgery and all that. Check SSH access from laptop. So I got to make sure that I can SSH, although I will have an emergency remote into my local machine, so that should be okay. I think that's all. That's pretty much all I need to do. And I probably want to save this somewhere. So that probably wants to go into my Dropbox, so I'll have access while traveling. ThinkyDailies planning.txt. There we go. All right, I think I'm gonna take a break here. Because I'll be honest, the last couple of weeks have been freaking stressful preparing for this trip. I'm gonna be in San Francisco at Gathering for Gardener, hopefully meeting a bunch of very smart math-oriented people who might enjoy the occasional Sudoku puzzle. And I'll be back in a week and a half. And then it's time to prepare for SudokuCon. I have been wanting to order my tickets, actually. Maybe I'll do that tonight as well. I think I'm going to call it a day right now because my brain is getting all blurred. But I'm happy I kind of got an overview, had a chance to look at a bunch of stuff. And I should maybe report back to the other guys. Connection in error state. Okay, I didn't get a chat message to Twitch somehow, and I didn't notice that, so that's not great. But doesn't look like there was anybody here today. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, I won't be here next time. Miss next week, but back Sunday after. I'll be back the Sunday after next. I think if I miss next week, it's only like my second or third miss in the last like 3 years, so that's really not bad. No, it must be more than that. There must have been a few misses during Christmas and stuff. Probably maybe one a year on average. Not bad, not bad. All right. Take care, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your weekend. I gotta find my stuff because there's too many things open.